This week on Quad and B, we are moving in the southern part of New Brunswick to present you 6th Club of the New Brunswick All-Terrain Vehicle Federation. So stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
The Mudrunners ATV Club, Albert County Trailblazers, and Petty Trailblazers are all situated in Region 5 of the New Brunswick All-Terrain Vehicle Federation and in the southeastern part of the province of New Brunswick. These three clubs had 1,715 members in 2015 and are still growing. Each had a modest startup, but have grown over the years, and their few hundred kilometers of trails offer great views and new shelters to appreciate.
Welcome to Quad and B. Yes, the first show ever on Quad in New Brunswick. It will be called Quad and B. We will have 13 shows to present you, and with those shows we will travel throughout the New Brunswick. We will take you to the heart of New Brunswick and talk to you about how our clubs work and also the tourist attractions that we can visit. For this first show, I have the pleasure to meet this guy, Aaron Tavender. He's the president of the Albert County Trailblazer Club. Aaron, well, welcome.
Thank you. And
this is great because we will be talking about 6 clubs today. The first 3 clubs, Albert County, Petty Trailblazers, Mudrunners, and for the second portion of the show, Slowpoke, St. John, and Sussex Valley. Let's talk about the first 3 clubs. Give us a little explanation on those 3 clubs.
Well, ours would be the Albert County Trailblazers. We, from my understanding, we're not the oldest club, but probably have the close to the largest number of members next to Sussex. But we also are a 4-season club, so we get the benefit of being on the trails in the summertime and running the same trails in the wintertime as well.
This is something important because we will be talking about that along the shows, how it works and all that stuff. So you confirm in your case, it's the 4-season trails and it's different the way you maintain them and the way you build them also. Let's talk about the 2 other clubs.
The Petty Trailblazers would be next to one of our sister clubs, you might as well say. We can access their trails with a little bit of difficulty at the moment, but both clubs, the board directors in both clubs, as well as the New Brunswick ATV Federation, are working very hard to link the 2. Right. Next would be the Moncton Mud Runners, which we are directly linked to. That club has some new board of directors now, and they have really stepped up and taking some really good action to try to join us and working with us as well to kind of make a unified, not so much a unified club, but a linked club to be able to extend our trail access even more.
The trails themselves, do they all look alike? Are they at the same level or different levels?
No, every trail is different. The closest we would possibly have is if you were to run the trails that we use to link to the Sussex Club, where we share the same mountain as where we go around Fundy National Park. Some of the terrain between us and Sussex is very similar. But once you cross over the Petticodiac River towards the Moncton Mud Runners, you're into a completely different terrain again. Their name is Moncton Mud Runners for a reason. Our terrain here, we have a lot of maintenance into our trail system, basically starting here in Hillsborough, headed towards Salisbury. And our trails are a little wider, drier, and a lot of that is related to being a 4-season club with the grooming.
Yes. Access on Crown lands, that's the key word also. You have many of those accesses?
We do. Freight from here, basically everything right of Hillsborough headed towards Fundy National Park and the Hopewell Rocks is mostly snowmobile trails, which is linked on to the DNR roads and the Crown land. There is a lot of personal property that we have leases on as well, but all of it plays key to our trail system.
Right now, we are at the entrance of one of the Albert County Trailblazers trail access. This is absolutely great here because you're right in the heart of
Albert County. Albert County. The village of Hillsborough is a quaint little village, and we have a lot to see here. There's a lot of, like I said, historic buildings. There's a lot of cafes and restaurants. We also have the Railway Museum, which was a key part to Albert County for years, from when they used to mine the gypsum out of here. The big gypsum mine is here behind us, a couple miles. We're also very close to the Hopewell Rocks, and the 30-minute run to Fundy National Park. Hillsborough also does have, I always keep forgetting about it because it's fairly new, is we actually have the White Rock recreational area, which is mountain biking and hiking. They're started working very closely with the club this year. Really? As well as the village of Hillsborough too, and by granting us a couple streets for road access so that we can access food and fuel for our ATVers.
Yes. Tourism-wise, you must have many places to visit. You talked about Hopewell Rock. For the three clubs we're talking about, what would be the main attractions for tourists?
Between the three clubs, probably would still be the fact that we're very, very close to Fundy National Park, and the village of Elma, which is constantly being put on the map as one of the must-see tourist destinations. The Hopewell Rocks again as well, because of being Canada's largest flower pots. When we get into the Sussex end of it, there's a lot of waterfalls and some out of reach areas that are very difficult to reach by car. I mean, if you have four-wheel drive truck, you probably can access them, but by ATV you're able to see all these things that you normally wouldn't have access to.
And you took me to that place last year. That was in 2015. Yes, 2015 precisely, in the fall season. I would like you to just tell the people where you took me, because it was just great. Highest peak mountain, and
that's right. We took you to Hayward Pinnacle.
Okay. Which
there's a hiking trail that the Dobson Trail follows up there, but it's a joint usage. And from there, that took you up right into the heart of the Caledonia Mountains. And I mean, a lot of rock and beautiful, beautiful scenery. That is the main attraction in the wintertime for the snowmobiles, as we don't have access in that area. They have with ATV, but we have full access in the summertime.
Okay. We cannot step aside it, because 2016 was Hillsborough's turn to host the provincial annual jamboree. It was held in Sussex in 2014, 2015 in Chaleur area. In 2016 it was your turn. How is it to organize a so what event?
Oh, it's a massive undertaking. We decided to host, like the Albert County Trailblazers decided to host it out of Hillsborough for a couple different reasons. One is the club a lot of the founders were originally from this area of Albert County. It had nothing to do with Riverview or the Salisbury, towards that end not being as important. But Hillsborough had so much to offer, and we have so many trailheads here as well. Like from leaving from Hillsborough, you can access all of Albert County, like I said, it gets us into as well, and joint with the Sussex clubs and their trails and Petitcodiac. But the undertaking has been massive. There's one gentleman that has just stepped right up, one of the board of directors, and without his help, I really couldn't imagine how well this event is playing out.
Yes, and for the federation, this is something great, because it allows the federation to do a little marketing for itself, and I dare to say mostly to educate people that ATVing in New Brunswick is really not what it was 15 years ago. It has changed and being transformed completely.
Yeah, and that was another reason too with hosting the jamboree out of Hillsborough is ATVers again down in this area for the longest time were always thought of as kind of troublemakers. They were the ones running around late at night and causing disturbances. And I mean the market and the sport has changed so dramatically that to be able to show the people down here that not only what they're missing out by kind of having a negative attitude or a negative attitude towards ATVers, and seeing that this is no longer a nuisance sport anymore. This is more people are buying ATVs when they retire. People plan their vacations around it, and it was a great opportunity to bring the tourists into Hillsborough and into the Albert County Trail Trailblazer's trails to see what we actually have to offer on the tourism level.
And what good thing there is for you guys, you already connect with some of the clubs,
Yes.
as you said, we mentioned in this interview, and with also other clubs that are coming in the second segment of this show. If you would have to invite some tourists in your area, let's say southern part of New Brunswick, southeastern part, where would you take them? They want to be here for 3 days. You have many things.
Oh, we have many things planned. Our Saturday is going to be basically a tour of what our trail system is, and our Sunday event is going to take many people to a lot of the different events. So,
Right.
Starting with Caledonia Mountain, especially, we have the wind farms, which is a spectacular sight if you've never been up close to them.
Right. So it's a rendezvous.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. So you call him. Visit all the areas in New Brunswick. Will make you discover them. Aaron, thanks a lot for you. We will be back right after this. We will talk about Slowpoke, St. John, and Sussex Valley clubs. Stay with us.
Did you know over 107,000 new units of motorcycles, scooters, and ATVs, plus parts and accessories were sold during 2014 at an estimated retail value of $1,656 million in Canada? New ATV sales accounted for 47.5% of the total retail value of new unit sales. New retail sales for ATVs in 2014 were 62.88% in the spring and summer from April to September inclusive, and 37.12% in the fall and winter combined. 15.49% of ATVs are sold from January through March, 36.59% between April to June, 26.29% from July to September, and 20.63% between October and December. The next three clubs don't make exceptions to any rules when it's time to offer a privileged tourism destination. Halfway between Fredericton, St. John, and Moncton, the Sussex Club has quickly become the second largest club of the province, with 1,156 members in 2015. The St. John ATV Club, with its 926 members in 2016, offer a great deal of magnificent views along the coast, and the Slowpoke Club offers you excellent moments of tranquility along their miles of trails.
We've changed a few things for our new guest this time. We will be talking about the clubs Cambridge, Narrows, St. John, and Sussex. And we have a special guest with us because he will bring us, probably not today, but that's his job. He's a guide for ATVers who want to come from outside the province or even the province. He will take you on guided rides, if I can say, or he will take people from here and elsewhere to other provinces. His name is Roger Cormier. Roger, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Really nice to have you. So let's talk about those three clubs. They have something special in common. I would like you to share that with us. What's so special about them?
Well, in that those three clubs, Sussex, St. John, and Cambridge Narrows, we sort of intertwine with each other. There's 3 trailer parks in the area of Cambridge Narrows and a lot of campers. So they bring their quads, and also there's a lot of cabins. Population of Cambridge Narrows is under 1,000, but in the summer it grows and grows, and they bring their ATVs, and of course they want to go ATVing.
That's it. So this is something really different from somewhere else in the province, because it seems unique for this area.
Yes, it is, and of course Sussex being the larger club, and they probably were one of the first clubs in the area, and we being the last, St. John being quite large as well, almost 1,000 members in St. John. But again, they're not biking right in St. John, they're biking elsewhere. Martin Head, you know where they're going, and they're coming into Cambridge Narrows as well.
I know there are nice places, St. Martin's, right along the coast there.
Wow.
Apparently, I've never been there, but apparently this is really something to see.
It is, and you can go there and on a beautiful day like today, and you'll probably see a couple of hundred ATVs.
We know that Sussex is the second largest club for the federation, so the second largest club in the Atlantic provinces. So this is great. We're talking about 4-season clubs or just non-grooming seasons.
They are 4-season. We're not. We're just 3 seasons, and
When you say we're not, you're talking about
Cambridge
Slowpoke,
Narrows. Yeah,
Cambridge
Slowpoke.
Narrows. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's a lot of snowmobilers in our area as well, so we get along great.
Yes,
Thank
that's
God.
it. I would like you to share with us, because you get the people to live something really unique, because you take them on guided rides. Sometimes it's more than a day, and share the experience that you live with that through that with us.
Funny, I was just asked that question, how long you've been doing it, and it'll be I'm in my 32nd year of
Really?
doing guided
Wow.
tours, and the thing is that I do one for couples, and this actually in 2 weeks' time we'll be going up north. We don't travel in our territory or our zone. We go elsewhere because we're used to traveling in our zone so much that we like to see something different.
That's it.
So, and experience something different and unique. So we do 3-day tours. We arrive on a Thursday evening, bike Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we're home Sunday night. And then in the fall, I do a men's one before moose season.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so.
What's the difference? The couple ride and the men's ride.
Well, I think the women have a ball. They really do, and it sort of gets them involved, and they want to go more and more. So I've been asked to put on more, but the problem is accommodations too in a group. There is some, Popple's Depot, Governor's Lodge, Dalhousie Island Lake, Serpentine Lake, Portage Lake camps, and now you can ride up there for a full week and not cover the same trail.
You're right.
You can go one way and come back to Christmas Mountains.
7,500 kilometers of roads or trails. Now, they're not groomed or managed trails, but that's what they have access to.
I realize that. But there is some places that are, if you want to really do some ATV in and fight with your bike, there is trails like that too. Because I think this past couple of years, not only in that area or our area, we've had lots of rain.
That's it.
So we've had a lot of washouts. And and they're gradually fixing them.
Yes.
So, but no, the guided tours they're not expensive to go to or come on, and the problem is they fill up fast. So
Okay.
yeah, like my fall one already is full.
Oh, so
The waiting list.
This means that this is something that some regions would should work on or try to develop also.
I mean, it's a good little business.
Yes.
You can make some money. You're not going to get rich, but you can have fun doing it.
At the same time.
That's right. So if you take, there is another club up in Doketown or Fredericton area that go up, and they're doing 2 or 3. I've seen that, and I couldn't go, unfortunately, because I was doing something else at the time. But more places should, because a lot of people don't know where they're going. So a local person that knows the trails knows, like we have Shaw Falls in our area. If you don't know where Shaw Falls are, you're not going to find them. And they're beautiful.
Right. What do people look for?
Fellowship, one thing.
Yes, first of all.
Yeah, they want to meet new people, and they become friends for life, some of them. They don't know each other at the beginning, but by mid-trip, they're friends.
Right.
And I've made friends with people from the States that came. They wanted to bike in New Brunswick. And they've driven from Maine, from Massachusetts. And I'm still friends with those people. They invite us there to go biking. That's pretty neat.
It becomes at the same time a permanent relationship or friendship, I should say.
And a lot of people, when they come on those tours, they want to make, something happens to their bike. Well, I have a small engine mechanic with me because we're always someone in the front, someone in the back, just in case, we don't want to lose anybody. And it's security. That's a big thing with them. They want to know where they're going.
Right.
And we explain to them what we'll be doing that day.
Right.
And where are we going to get gas? Where are we going to eat? Well, that's all arranged for them. So they're happy. It's a holiday. It's
and they can relax.
Well, this is it.
That becomes your problem then. If they get stuck, it becomes your problem.
No, we curtail pretty well extracurricular activities during the day.
Okay.
At night, you can party all you want.
Roger, tell me something. What we can hear at the Federation is that people from, we see that and we hear that more and more from Quebec is a good market.
Oh.
Okay. We know they have 350,000 ATV users there, but the Ontario, we're starting to hear from them saying that they want to come to New Brunswick because for those two provinces, we are a new destination for them to discover. And this is something that the Federation or the people have to work on.
We do tours in Gaspé as well, around the Gaspé, and that's 1,400 kilometers.
Wow.
And a lot of hills, a lot of beautiful mountains, a lot of beautiful places. We stay in Percé, right next to Percé Rock. We're reviewing that in one of the evenings. And of course, Gaspé, the food is terrific. The people are friendly. And if you can't speak English or French, doesn't matter. They will not let you on the side of the road if something's wrong.
Yeah, and we've heard that at a few other events that we organized, because we had some tourists from Quebec, we had some from Nova Scotia, and the speech that we could hear from them was, this is great coming to New Brunswick because it's bilingual. We can be served in our language. So this is quite a strength.
And you're looking at our pass is good there, so we don't have
That's
to buy
it.
a pass. It's not like the snowmobile pass, a couple $100 extra, you know. So ours is good there, theirs is good here.
Yes. So you talked a few minutes ago that having a guided tour or guided ride is affordable. We're talking which price average?
It's around $375 per person, and if you're two on the bike, it instead of $750, we say $700.
Okay.
And we pay for all the fuel, 8 meals,
Wow.
a little get-together on Thursday night, a little meet and greet sort of deal, and we don't want you to feel too bad in the morning, so we sort of try to end it around 11.
That's it.
And then we start out with, and we stop in camps, lodges for our meals. They're all prearranged, and you eat well. I'll tell you that, you don't lose no weight.
That's it. In the wilderness.
3 nights accommodation.
Yes.
You know, everybody's got their own bed.
Yes. That's
And,
good.
cabins have 2 bunks, like 2 bedrooms in each cabin, like a portage where we stay. And I've been a member there, I don't know for how long, and one time that was private, and you couldn't go there unless you were sponsored by 2 members.
Okay.
But I've been sponsored there, and then I became a member, and I belonged to the IP mill, or Bathurst Lumber Mill. Employees owns it.
Okay.
And now it's anybody can go.
Okay. Roger, thanks for being with us. It was a real pleasure.
Same here.
So what I want of you is to take me for a little tour.
Sure.
Not too far, so we'll grab our things. Before that, I invite the people to be there with us next week for show number 2. And we will take you in the southeastern part of New Brunswick. There we will go visit 5 clubs. So be back for the fun, because still we will have some more fun for those shows. So have a nice week. Be back with us next week on Quad NB.
Welcome to Riding Tips with Jim. This week we're going to talk about the pre-ride inspection. Before you head out in the trails, it's a good idea to make sure both you and your machine are ready. Inspecting the mechanical condition of your ATV before each ride is important in order to minimize the chance of injury or being stranded, as well as to ensure long-term enjoyment of your ATV. Your owner's manual will show you what to check on your particular machine. Now here are the most common checks. Your tires and wheels. You want to look at your air pressure. A low tire will cause an ATV to pull to the side. Check your owner's manual. Most will be 5 in the front and 6 in the rear. You want to check the condition. Give your wheel a shake. Make sure your bearings and bushings are not worn out. Next to your controls, grab all your cables and levers. Make sure everything is working. Check your brakes. Activate both of them to make sure they're both serviceable. Your mirrors. Make sure it's there and it's adjusted so you can see the rider behind you. Lights and switches. Make sure everything's working, especially your lights. Always ride with your lights on so other riders can see you. Your oil and fuel. Check your level before you go out, and always start off with a full tank of fuel so you don't get stranded in the woods. Your chain drive and your chassis. If you have a chain-driven machine, make sure it's lubricated and properly adjusted. Check your U-joints and your drive shafts to make sure they're good to go. Lastly, give your machine a big shake. Make sure it's good. Nothing's going to fall off. Remember, you can ride further an hour than you can walk in a day. This is Riding Tips with Jim. Keep the rubber side down.